Oh my gosh, if you have any idea about the hot rage that has been coursing through my red, white, and blue veins as of the past couple of hours. I mean, this is why I'm suffering. This is why I got shingles, and now my doctor says I got to get a colonoscopy. It just drives me absolutely crazy. I love my country so much that it just burns every follicle on my body because now they have actual concrete evidentiary proof that this Dallas gunman who shot up, I'm not even going to say his name, I don't care. You're going to see some videos, but this radicalized. The Democrat Party is quite literally the party of murder. They are evil, treasonous, vile, violent, traitorous monsters, and they're producing and spawning monsters every day. These are acts of sedition, folks. We now know the truth. This is the video you got to share. This is the video you have to tap the thumbs up. This is the video. You know, the mission of my channel here is to make common sense go viral. There isn't a video I have ever produced for you guys that exemplifies that mission more than this one. Wait till you get a load of the facts and the conclusive evidence as to who this nutcase nut job was. It's not going to come as a big shock to you, but I have to play it. I have to share it because it just came out today, September 25th in the year of our Lord, 2025. Watch U.S. State Attorney Nancy Larson as she tells the world exactly what happened, who this person was, and how calculated and deliberate it was. Watch.
They found bullets on the rooftop, one of which was labeled with the words anti-ICE. That morning, gunshots sprayed the length of the building, the windows, and law enforcement vans that were in the Sallyport area. Detainees were struck by these bullets. One was killed, two were wounded, and both of them are undergoing treatment. Shortly thereafter, the FBI began its meticulous work at the crime scene. At the same time, we obtained and executed multiple search warrants yesterday for devices and locations associated with the sniper. FBI agents executed a search warrant at the sniper's residence yesterday and there found a collection of notes. First, I want to point out that one of these notes or papers, the sniper explicitly states, yes, it was just me. That statement appears to be correct at this point in the investigation. Notably, these loose notes included a game plan of the attack and target areas at the facility. He called the ICE employees people showing up to collect a dirty paycheck. He wrote that he intended to maximize lethality against ICE personnel and to maximize property damage at the facility. He hoped to minimize any collateral damage or injury to the detainees and any other innocent people. It seems that he did not intend to kill the detainees or harm them. It's clear from these notes that he was targeting ICE agents and ICE personnel. The tragic irony for his evil plot here is that it was a detainee who was killed and two other detainees that were injured when he fired into the Sallyport. He also hoped his actions would give ICE agents real terror of being gunned down, and he did this to induce constant stress in their lives. He hoped his actions would terrorize ICE employees and interfere with their work, which he called human trafficking. And this, what he did, is the very definition of terrorism. Again, his notes reveal, yes, it was just me and my brain. And he said, good luck with the digital footprint. And of course, we take this to mean that he deleted evidence from his devices. His words were definitively anti-ICE. That said, We did not find evidence of membership in any specific group or entity, nor did he mention any specific government agency other than ICE. Among his papers, though, was a handwritten note in which, in crude words, he expressed his hatred for the federal government.
He wanted to strike terror into the hearts of ICE agents. He said they were showing up to collect a dirty check. He hoped they would have fear every single time. He called what they were doing, quote, this is the actual nut job's words, quote, what they were engaged in was human trafficking. And like everything the Democrats touch, this makes me crazy. It makes me crazy. Like everything the sewage spewing Dems touch, it turns to absolute beep. Instead of even harming a single ICE agent, what does he do? He actually harms detainees. So the very same people that the ghetto Crockett's, the ballsless Goldman, the shifty Shiftless, all of these mooks, the Swallowswells, the Schumers, the same people that they purport to protect, Karen Bass and Newsome, nasty, vermin, lusterless, lifeless, ballsless Newsome, the same people that they claim to protect, they're actually causing injurious harm towards. Are we sensing a pattern here, America? The individual, our president, 2 assassination attempts, left-wing nut job. Charlie Kirk ended by a left-wing nut job. Minneapolis church attacked, innocent children attacked by a left-wing nut job. ICE agents attacked by a left-wing nut job. I could go on and on and on. There's not enough time in the world. This video would be 18,000 hours long. I could go on and on. When is enough enough, America? Shame on you, Ghetto Crockett, who called ICE agents slave patrol. She equated ICE agents, they are simple law enforcement officials, hardworking, brave, as J.D. Vance said in his speech yesterday, tax-paying, faithful, loyal, patriot, hardworking law enforcement officials, not just ICE agents, but police officers, all law enforcement officials at every level are American heroes. If you or anybody you know is working in law enforcement, if you're watching this right now and you're an ICE agent, if you're a police officer, a detective, whatever, we salute you. Real Americans appreciate everything that you do. We love you. Do not buy a single molecule from this evil party called the Democrats. I and so many millions of other Americans beg you. We support you. I'm going to play a video of how President Trump deemed what he called the cause of all of this in just a second. But first, I want to play this video right here just to follow up on that video by Attorney Larson. This is the ICE director in charge. And you could just hear the emotion in his voice. It's really kind of difficult to watch, but I think it's very, very important because this video needs to go viral. We need to educate people on the truth. The propagandist media, all these left-wing nutjob radical pundits and fake tappers and Mehdi Hassans and mentally Ilhan Omars of the world. If I told you what I've been seeing on X today, it would literally make you crawl into the earth. It's just so abominable. But nobody's covering this. Nobody's talking about this. They're all still trying to play justification. They're all still trying to play whataboutism. I want to play this video right here. Please perk up your ears. Listen carefully. This is the heartfelt plea of a hard-working law enforcement official. And it just breaks my heart that he even has to give this speech in the year of our Lord 2025. Watch.
The attack on ICE's Dallas field office yesterday was tragic. And while our hearts and prayers are with the family of the detainees who were shot, the evidence is clear that this was intended as an assault on ICE personnel who come to work every day to do their job. Violent rhetoric has led to over 1,000% increase in assaults on ICE officers, and it has to stop. In contrast to those who would demonize our men and women, yesterday our brave officers ran back into danger, along with ATF, our partners, to save the detainees while shots were still being fired. Those ICE officers just showed the world who they really are. Law enforcement officers who want the best for our country. That's ICE. Integrity, courage, excellence. They were willing to put their lives on the line to pull detainees out of the transport van to get them to safety. They are heroes, and I hope the media has the integrity to shine a light on this story. Enough is enough with the harmful lies and violent rhetoric. It has to stop. The shooter used the ICE tracking apps. Anyone who creates or distributes these apps that is designed to spot, track, and locate ICE officers are well aware of the dangers that they are exposing to law enforcement. It's a casting call to invite bad actors to attack law enforcement officers. It's no different than giving a hitman the location of their intended target, and this is exactly what we saw happen in Dallas yesterday. The media has been amplifying these apps even as we warned them it would only lead to more attacks on law enforcement. We truly wish we didn't have to say, "I told you so," but here we are. ICE continues to prioritize the safety and security of our personnel, detained aliens, and facilities. We will do everything possible to increase security to counter the increased wave of these lethal attacks. Again, we call on those who foment violence and vilify our law enforcement officers to cease the dangerous rhetoric. We also call on law-abiding Americans everywhere to report any suspicious activity. The individual that was out there yesterday shooting at our agents and our officers was trying to take the lives of law enforcement people doing their job. Instead, he killed a detainee and shot two others. That is something that's unacceptable. The rhetoric that's out there on social media, the rhetoric that is being said by some community leaders in other states needs to stop. There's been an increase in violence against ICE agents, not only in Texas and Dallas, but across the country in violent protests. Again, I ask everybody, just stop. Thank you.
My heart just breaks for that man and all his personnel and all of our law enforcement and ICE agents. That was ICE Director Marco Charles who called it and just nailed it. Anybody who creates an app that identifies, doxes, locates, and puts law enforcement officials in harm's way and makes that information public, which is essentially an act of sedition, an act of treason. What you're doing is you're telling criminals, and if you're here illegally, you are a criminal. That's breaking the law. You can't have laws that just work for your campaign and then laws that don't work for your campaign and then shun them and and then change the narrative. You notice I've said this in my video yesterday. They're sweeping up black and brown people. These are immigrants. No, they're criminals. They're illegals. They're here illegally. It's an insult to legal people like my parents who came here legally in the 70s. They earned their citizenship 13 plus years until they were called American citizens. They had to contribute to society. They had to prove themselves. They had to earn it. They had to give back. They had to show acclamation. What Biden did, what Kamala did, is such a high crime on America. One of the biggest crimes, if not the biggest crime in American history. But what these people like Bass, Newscomb, Ghetto Crockett, mentally Ilhan Omar, there's plenty of footage of these ridiculous no-namers in the Democrat Party, the party of murder and mayhem, who are running around neighborhoods actually screaming. There's video footage. I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to give them airtime. Actually saying ICE is coming, like Paul Revere. I mean, you want to talk about Benedict Arnold. Benedict Arnold's got nothing on these Democrats today. To not only create the app, but then to publicly advertise it and promote it, which Newsom, Bass, and all these wretched individuals did, is so vile. And I just want to say again, we support you, ICE. We support you. By the way, they watch our show. Border Patrol Union, ICE, Secretary Noem, her staff, they all watch this show. Let them know how you feel. Shower them with love in the comments. Please do that. I want to play this clip of President Trump right here, who was asked directly in his press conference today when he was meeting with the president of Turkey, why these attacks keep happening. We all know. And so does President Trump. Watch.
Who do you hold responsible for the uptick in left-wing violence in the country?
Radical left rhetoric. The radical left is causing the problem. They're out of control. They're saying things, and they're really dumb people. I mean, I look at Crockett. I look at some of these people. They're very low IQ people, actually. But the radical left is causing this problem, not the right, the radical left. And it's going to get worse, and ultimately it's going to go back on them. I mean, bad things happen when they play these games. And I'll give you a little clue. The right is a lot tougher than the left. But the right's not doing this. They're not doing it, and they better not get them energized, because it won't be good for the left. And I don't want to see that happen either. I'm the president of all the people. But the radical left is causing this. The radical left Democrats are causing this problem, and it gets worse. It gets worse, and it'll be a point where other people won't take it anymore, and that will not be good for the radical left, and we don't want that.
My fellow Americans, if we don't stop this madness, if we don't stop this evil cabal called the Democrats, what happened to Charlie Kirk? Oh, we must never forget what happened to Charlie Kirk. What happened to Charlie Kirk just a few weeks ago is going to happen again and again and again and again and again. Shame on you, Democrats. Stop this nonsense, this insanity right now. Newsom was on the talentless Colbert show the other day, pretending that he cared about. I mean, if anybody believes a word that this snake oil salesman says, you need to have serious mental facility checkups. You need a lobotomy at the very least. If you actually believe this snake vermin. Oh, it's unconscionable. I can't believe it. They're taking people off the streets in unmasked vehicles with masking themselves. He knows damn well why they're masked up. These are Americans. They're heroes, as J.D. Vance said. He knows exactly why they're masked up. He knows exactly why they're in unmasked cars. Otherwise, it's all a surprise raid. Otherwise, if they have any notice, even a hint of notice, they're never going to catch these criminals. Is that exactly what they did when they were catching Pablo Escobar or El Chapo? Did they unmask themselves and announce, hey, by the way, ding, 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 hey, El Chapo, we're going to find you and we're coming tomorrow at noon, right after lunch? He knows exactly why they're masked. He knows exactly why they're in unmasked cars. He is the worst of the worst. And this is the guy that is the top of the line, along with some of the rest of the varmints, AOC, and God, I can't even believe Crockett's even mentioned. But I think it's probably more than likely going to be Newsom. This is the guy that wants to make America, California, my home state, which he has deteriorated with his abysmal leadership. We have to make this nonsense stop. I need you to tap the thumbs up. You may think it does nothing. It certainly doesn't cost you anything, and you can even do it if you're watching on your TV, but it helps us out immeasurably. We need to educate our fellow citizens. We need this America to heal. They need to know the truth. They're not getting it anywhere else. So tap the thumbs up, leave a comment, share this with everybody. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about all this. Don't forget to check out these videos over here just in case you missed them. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. It's absolutely free. And as always, may God bless you. God bless all our law enforcement officials. And God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.